Sterring, picture important. Is Sterring, they're like Sterring.
Hey, I'm Kunta.
And I'm Peta.
Welcome to Black Sterring Radio, a podcast where we dissect TV shows, films, music, and culture.
To ask how black women are represented and seen on screen. Hi.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Good morning. Top of the morning. We're here in the morning.
Genuinely top of the morning.
I love a morning energy. You know, I really love mornings. I always say I aspire to be a morning person, and I think I'm stepping into being a morning person.
Come on. And it really is an aspiration because for me,
I'm
fighting for my life.
I'm a sleeper in a deep sleeper.
I am not the bird that catches the worm.
Yeah,
I want to be. And like when I
'Cause
succeed
morning
and do
energy
it,
is-
I get why people are so annoying about it.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
I
Morning
get why
energy,
people are smug and annoying about it.
The 5 a.m. crew, because there was a time when I was waking up like before COVID, actually, right at the cusp of before COVID, I was waking up at 5, like at night,
come on
like
now.
when it was dark, you know, to meditate and to do the whole thing. And I was like, this is life, you know, because I was also trying to drive and avoid traffic.
Oh, yes. Okay.
And that time of the day is like perfect. There's no one really on the roads. It's just the
very-
angels who wake up in the morning.
The
and are
wee
just,
hours
like,
of the morning.
jogging. The wees, hey?
Mhm.
Love a morning energy.
I get that. Same here.
Yeah. But you know,
How are you doing, Quinta?
I'm
Otherwise,
okay. You know, like, yeah, like I'm happy to be here in the morning. Lots happening. Lots happening right now. But yeah. How are you?
I'm good. Pretty much the same. Go busy.
Yeah, I
Go
love this
busy.
vibe. It feels
Thank
like
you.
our high school uniform for winter was grey, so it's just taking me back to dungarees.
I remember
I
those
love my
days.
winter uniform.
Do you know what I always find so crazy though? The fact that we had to sign a petition to be able to wear pants.
Oh, yeah,
as
we didn't
women
wear
at
pants
school.
At school.
That was weird. And even when it got approved, because enough of us were like, it's weird.
Mm.
The zip had to be on the side and not in the front like a normal zipper, because it had to be known that these are pants. These are lady pants.
Yeah.
So many weird little things
I know,
like that.
right?
It's
Like,
very strange.
Uniform was in era.
Very
also, talk about
strange.
expensive.
Also, the length of the skirt, honey.
Dude, because that was the thing, you know.
Is it a micro?
like, the
is it
girlies,
4 fingers from the
the
knee?
girlies,
But a
and
lot
some
of us
girlies
were
were
higher
like,
than 4
listen,
fingers above the
I'm going to show
knees.
you my legs,
Hey,
okay?
you know,
and the
thick thighs
tights
save lives,
underneath.
you know? Yeah.
A tight was
the laddering
essential.
or whatever.
A tight was essential for me.
Oh, absolutely. I did love
I don't
tights.
know why. Is it a body
tights
thing?
versus stuff. Oh, I think for me it felt like
Because some of the girls weren't wearing tights. You know?
no.
And it was
I
also
feel like
such a,
as the black
a-
girls, we were definitely like
Put that tight underneath. There
Yeah, we
'cause
need the
I don't want
tights.
people
just in case. And you know, we're like playing
you
hand tennis
know.
and doing all kinds of things in
Yeah,
school.
you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, content for the week.
Content.
Let's get into
do you
it.
want to jump into it?
Yes,
or
I
shall
can start. So I've been watching a lot of things.
Yeah.
So I'm very much all over the place. But I will say for today,
Same, actually. Yeah.
the first one is Survival of the Thickest,
Oh.
which I love. I love Michelle Buteau. I love
adore
her.
her.
Season 2 came out. It's
Oh,
Tasha Smith from all the
yes.
Tyler
How's
Perry
season
movies.
2 going?
And Tone Bell as well. It's really good. It's really good.
Yeah,
I
it's
really
doing
enjoyed
well.
it.
Look
And
what
I
you need,
really enjoy feel good shows that are about something and really just get into the story of black women of different shapes and sizes. So I really enjoyed for that
walks of
reason.
life because
They
she's a
had-
wife.
Yeah, and she there were cameos. One of the episodes was filmed at Afropunk. They had cameos from Anderson
wow.
.Paak and like
Oh,
yeah, it was really fun.
Dope.
Second season, and they had like a very, very queer gay wedding in one of the other episodes as well. Yeah. So like the one
nice.
friend, Peppermint, who's like a trans woman, got married. So
I
it was
remember
like a
Peppermint,
wonderful
yes. Oh, wow.
wedding. Yeah. So like it was nice. It felt really
Nice.
nice to watch something lighthearted because like so heavy these days.
Yeah.
Yeah, so between that and the other thing,
Perfect.
the other
Yeah.
thing would probably be number 1 on the call sheet. which is a 2-part documentary that Apple has done. It was produced by Jamie Foxx, and they basically looked at Black actors who have been number one on the call sheet. So the first part was for Black actors in Hollywood. The second part was for Black women in Hollywood. So for men, it was everyone from Denzel to Michael B. Jordan to like John Boyega's, Will Smith,
the A-list.
Eddie Murphy, like
Yeah.
A-list of A-list.
Yeah.
And then Black women, it was Angela Bassett, it was Nia Long, Gabrielle
wow.
Union.
So what do
so
they
they're basically
profile
talking
them?
about the experience of being an actor and getting to number one on the call sheet. So it
as a
basically
Black
means like
actor. I
you are
love
the lead
it.
in this film, in this
Okay,
production.
Okay.
So you'll go from being
okay.
an extra who's like number 42 or whatever,
Extras are really
yeah,
like
or not even
down.
being on the call sheets
number,
at all.
You're just extra.
You're just an extra,
Yeah.
to like being number 5, where Gabrielle Union spoke about being the palatable Black best friend, to being number 1, where like you're the lead. And also they were talking about everything from like just the history of Black actors in film and like all the strides that have been taken. Halle Berry was in the one, and just speaking to being the only Black woman that's won an Oscar still to this day, for like best actress, feels crazy. And like,
I mean, didn't Viola Davis? She's won.
everyone has won for
an
supporting.
Emmy?
Hey, she has an Oscar, but everyone has for supporting.
Always give our
It's
Black,
always
our
for
Black leaders
supporting actress. Halle Berry is the only one that's won for best actress.
Can you believe it?
Which
On
is
Thingy,
crazy.
got
It's
supporting.
constantly
and I get it.
supporting.
That's because if you're cast as supporting,
yes,
your
but
performance is not
yeah.
necessarily going to put you outside of that category.
Yes.
You might be a main star, but like you're
Yeah.
cast as a supporting.
Yeah, but it was
You
very
know?
interesting because even getting into the politics of like Black films don't sell. So they had producers, they had directors, they had even Will Smith speaking to breaking records at the box office and positioning himself as an international movie star and not just an American movie star, because he
'Cause
would
that's a
speak to
different positioning
just
as
like
well.
speaking to, you know, the Arnold Schwarzeneggers and all the big action stars and being like, clearly there's a secret to how you guys have gotten so big. What was it? And they
I
were
feel
like,
he's cracked it.
we
Will
didn't
Smith,
focus. Yeah. So he was saying they told him, don't only focus on America.
Yeah.
Try to be a movie star everywhere, not just here. So that's kind of what he's cracked in his
Has
career.
he? Everywhere?
I
Where's
mean, yeah.
everywhere? I mean,
Will
okay,
Smith
but
is so
how
everywhere, as in Asia,
you're
as
serialized.
in, yeah.
to get
So
into
or like you
'cause-
are the movie star. Your numbers are good in the entire world. So even when you're doing the press for the movie, you're not only doing it in America.
Oh, I
You're doing it in
see.
Europe. You're doing it in Asia.
Okay.
You're focusing on the African market, so it's not just in singularity.
Oh, I see. Because
Yeah.
I would wonder what that measure would be then for an actor. How do you crack that? Because that's the point, right?
Yeah.
How do you move from levels?
Yeah.
You know, how do you become a global superstar, like a hit, like a blockbuster? It's so
Guy,
funny.
yeah,
I was
'cause he
watching-
is like
I was
the
watching. He
blockbuster
is
guy,
very
yeah.
muchly so.
And they
I
all-
enjoy watching Will Smith.
Oh no,
completely.
same. I really enjoy him.
I was watching right now.
Really enjoy
Pursuit
him.
of Happiness.
Oh, I love
with
that movie.
Jaden.
I
Oh my
love
god,
that
it's
movie.
it's so
It's
well,
such
you
a
know?
beautiful. I actually
and I
need to
think
rewatch
it's
that.
choosing. It's also, I guess, it's working with leaders because it's choosing these kind of scripts. There's a formula. There's a formula.
There
you
is
know
a
what
formula,
I mean?
but it was
Like-
interesting because, and I mean, like we could do a whole episode on that
yeah,
documentary.
which we
but
are.
I mean, they did speak to how just the quality of scripts that you were getting. So someone like Octavia Spencer was saying it was very hard
Octave.
after The Help to not get scripts that were about being a maid
Yeah,
again.
absolutely.
So
I've
the
heard that
whole
before.
yeah,
Viola
and like
as well.
yeah, Viola's yeah. So quite a few people, and they'd go through just the history of the stereotypes that Black people would play, and like how half the
This
time
is
it
the
was
one we're
taking a
doing
risk.
next,
Where like
hey? This is the
even
one
for
we're
an
doing
Eddie
next,
Murphy, he was
yeah.
like, my journey was very different because I was on SNL first, so people saw me do that at 19, 20, and then because of Saturday Night Live, I got other roles for movies, and even having an idea for something like Boomerang, which was probably
Yeah.
like one of the first romantic comedies in 92, I think 92, 93. So even for Boomerang, he was saying like, in the press, everyone was talking about, you guys made this alternate universe where like there are no white people really in the world. And he was like, it's like the fact that you think that is an alternate universe is also
Yeah.
weird, and also for it to be revolutionary to show Black people who are upwardly mobile. They were working in advertising actually in that movie, and it's like they are rich, they have money, they dating, and there was nothing traumatic about it. But even him saying that like people didn't know what to do with that because they were so used to seeing Black people in line with like
trauma,
violence, but then they also got into like all the hood, quote unquote hood classics, so like Boys in the Hood, Friday, all of the so it was quite a meaty documentary where they spoke about different eras of Black film and how the Spike Lees and John Singletons were like the first era of directors that went to film school. So that kind of changed the way that Black films and Black stories started being shown. But yeah, it was really, really, really interesting.
Spike Lee is also quite artistic with his craft.
Yeah,
he's really about that.
There's like he's thing one of that he has.
Yeah. He's one of the few ones that are actually quite. Neville got out about it. Like, that's
my content. But it was
and it's
very
like
cool.
Interesting how then they talk about a global audience. I'm always like, these categories that are created in marketing 101 or whatever it is, like we're not, but they actually are successful because of the States, because we're in America and they set the agenda, but it's very interesting to then find, like, I mean, I wonder if Gabrielle Union is she an A-list? Because for me she feels quite, and also like if you're mainly a TV versus film movies,
so that's interesting because Gabrielle Union was speaking about how so Gabrielle Union in a lot of movies. So Gabrielle Union, Nia Long, Megan Good, Vivica A. Fox. So the four of them were also in it, and they spoke to the era, late 90s, early 2000s, where there were a lot of films specifically catered towards Black women and like how they were the ones selling seats. So together with Queen Latifah, that's all the movies like from Two Can Play That Game, from Love Jones to Soul Food to all of those movies that they were number one on the call sheet. Those were like their movies. So they got to lead Black movies. So it's the whole thing of like, okay, so maybe you're Black famous,
what's the
but it was very much like these are stories about the specificity of us. And a lot of us would go and watch those. A lot of us still watch those movies back. You know what I mean?
So crazy.
But I like that they spoke about even those movies with a level of importance as not like throwaway. So this might not be lauded as this award-winning thing, but these movies are equally important to our experiences because they're
classic movies.
Yeah,
but it's interesting to tailor those movies that way because I think I was watching a review of white people really don't know Blackness as much as we know whiteness.
No,
do you know what
absolutely
I mean?
Not.
For that reason, for that segmentation, like it's these are huge deals to us, and shows like this, like the podcast that we're doing, aren't relatable to a lot of white people because they are I don't know if excluded is, it's not excluded, we're excluded.
Yeah.
We're marginalized.
Yeah.
And so we create our movies, our lives in the margins.
Yeah.
But they exist for us as classics.
Yes.
Like, I mean, Eddie Murphy and Vivica A. Fox.
Oh my God.
What
Vivica A. Fox?
Star.
Are you kidding me?
Are you kidding me?
Even her and Halle Berry in the Five Heartbeats. Like, there are so many. There are so many people.
Why has Queen Latifah not won an Oscar? Has she?
She's been nominated a few times. I want to say and
because
she's been in like Chicago, she's also been she's in Hairspray. Do you know what I mean?
Versatile queen.
Yeah, so it's like it's so many. Yeah, but it was such an important documentary, and they even had Tessa Thompson. Like they had so many people.
Wow, Tessa.
Like a very wide range of like Junie Smollett. So people, even Whoopi Goldberg was in it, which was like
she's rewriting. Sorry, my morning alarm. She's rewriting the script for Sister Act.
So so apparently they've just cast Sister Act 3.
Yes,
which is really amazing.
It's amazing. But I mean, Sister Act. I don't know anything about Sister Act.
What's interesting about Whoopi Goldberg, and I mean, I'm gonna say this quickly so you can get to your content and then we can start. But with Whoopi Goldberg, she was saying she ended up, because she was like the funny comedian, people didn't know what to do with her. So she was saying
Was
she
she
got a
funny?
lot of acting gigs. Yeah, she started in stand up, but she was saying she got a
Yeah.
lot of gigs because she would pick her hand up and speak to producers about roles that other actors didn't want to take. So
Okay.
she was like, Sister Act, I only got Sister Act because Bette Midler didn't want to do it. Or I only got this movie because this person didn't want to
Wow,
do it.
interesting.
So after The Color Purple, which was like obviously amazing.
And apparently
people
she asked
didn't
for
know
that
what to
role.
do with her.
She spoke to an agent or
Yeah,
whatever.
so they
Alice.
yeah, so she had said
And she
once
was
like,
listen,
if
I
they
want
ever
this
do The
role.
Color Purple,
Yes,
I
yeah.
want to be in it.
Yeah.
And Alice Walker remembered
Was
that
like, yeah.
conversation. So when she said Steven Spielberg was like, yeah, we wanna have a meeting, and she was like, oh, he knows who I am, and blah blah blah. And then even he was like, yeah, Alice Walker said you wanted to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she was obviously excellent.
Listen.
Obviously, Asili. But yeah, she was like after that, and it's the same thing that Octavia Spencer said, or even Dev Patel said, and so many actors just like
Dev Patel.
Gerald Jerome after When They See Us, and like a lot of very strong actors. And Hollywood doesn't know what to do with them.
Yeah.
And it's almost a
Should
pity
they?
because
Should
it's
they?
like,
I am like so over trying
we
to
need to write our own things,
to
maybe.
enter into Hollywood. Like that's
Yeah.
the thing. It'll never.
But it
Or,
feels
you know,
like such a
it'll
waste
never-
because
it'll
the
never-
basic people go upwards.
Yeah,
and then
absolutely.
people who are
Even
good,
right
it's
now,
like,
I mean, I love Matthew McConaughey, but like those people are like really vanilla.
Yeah.
You know, Matthew McConaughey is not vanilla, but like
shame we do love Matthew
we
McConaughey.
really do. But I mean, like a lot of the A-listers in Hollywood
Mm.
are people Black audiences don't know, and
That's
it's
true.
like. It is that thing of like, if we keep trying to penetrate Hollywood, I mean, you penetrate Hollywood, I guess actors and the film industry wants to penetrate that as the pinnacle because money, because exposure, because growth, because awards, because recognition. But it's like, we're still othered in that context.
Yeah.
You know, it's never,
because it's not made
you know,
for us.
and as much as
Not
we try,
really.
like, what's the world here? Like, because BET Awards and there is
BET
the
Awards have
NWAC.
fallen off now. BET has fallen
I'm
off now.
BET,
Yo. But we'll tangent. What's your content?
My content is a couple of things actually. Yeah, I just want to call out a friend of mine. She's known as Queen Makeda in these streets now. She hosts a movie night every so often, like once or twice a month, once a month, or every fortnight, called Afro Visionary Movie Night.
Very cool.
Where she sort of showcases independent films.
I love that.
And then there's a DJ set after, so it's a
Where
nice
is
jam.
it?
So it moves around.
Okay. What page do we follow?
Yes, Afro Visionary Movie Nights on Instagram and
Okay.
everywhere, I believe.
Okay.
And this is today is what's the date today?
The 10th.
It's the 10th.
The
So
9th.
this Friday,
Okay.
which I don't know when this is coming out, but hopefully it'll come back around. But they are profiling Milisutando.
Ooh.
And everyone who knows me knows I am a fan of Millie. I'm actually a huge fan of Millie. And that documentary of hers is really so yeah, it's like a profile, like a portrait of her life, but also quite speaks to growing up in South Africa as a kind of Model C Black person in apartheid, having that history, having white friends. What does it mean for a Black girl to have white friends? You know, what does it mean for white people to include Black people, to have, you know, what does it mean to be in community interracially? I think is what Millie kind of does look at, but it's on. And I don't know if you can catch it, but yeah. And then because it is quite a we are in the month right now of Lent after Ramadan, so it is quite a sensitive spiritual time, and listening to a lot of like gospel and choirs and I mean, you know, just falling back in love with that kind of music, you know, just
that.
like. And Ganavia, I don't know if you know Ganavia, so she's like a Tamil, and I love sort of Indo-Asian Tamil, that kind of voicing, you know, that you hear in the mosques, that like that sound, you know, that high pitched that Tamil singing, that Indo-Asian Tamil singing. She is amazing. Ganavia is wonderful vocalist. Wow. So I've been listening to a lot of her over this month, as well as Malay. Malay. You remember Malay? Malay is
Yes, I remember
amazing.
Malay.
I love her
Okay,
voice.
nice.
Love her voice. So yeah, I've just been listening to a lot of that, and yeah, that's my content. That's
Love it. Love
Yeah.
it. Love it. Love it. Okay.
All right.
So
Should we jump into
yeah,
it?
let's jump
then?
into it. So today,
Mm.
it's good that we were talking about film and our clear passion for it. Today we are gonna get into what I think is gonna become a classic.
Yeah.
Directed by Issa Rae. Issa Rae of From Awkward Black Girl to Insecure.
Yeah.
So today we're talking about One of Those Days.
Just one of them days.
Just one of them days.
Monica.
Oh, even the
Monica.
title. Come on, Monica.
I mean,
With
please
a white
respect
sandal.
Monica,
We have
guys.
to. I love Gunika. I do. I'm joking. I love
Come
Monica.
on, I love
Okay.
Monica.
Okay. Yes. So one of them days. It's Kiki
hey?
Palmer. It's SZA's feature
Yeah.
film debut as well.
Yes.
Yeah, so this is, I mean, just as a very quick synopsis, they play Alyssa and Drew. They are two best friends. They live together and they end up going on this wild goose chase to pay their rent by 6 p.m.
Yeah.
because Alyssa's boyfriend, Krayshawn, who's a scrub,
Yeah.
stole the rent money. So,
Yeah.
yeah. All kinds of shenanigans happen
Yeah,
along
it's
the
like
way. Yeah,
one
what
of
did you think of the
those-
film?
It's like one of those buddy movies. It's like,
Yeah.
and I love friendship movies or friendship series. And yeah, everything happens. Everything that could go wrong really does go wrong.
Yes.
But I want to talk about SZA's. This is
Yes!
her debut.
That's her
SZA is an
debut.
actor. SZA is an actress.
Thursday and Friday.
Natural-
Come on, SZA.
Natural on the
She
screen.
was really good.
She
was
was
impressed.
really. I was impressed. And
impressed.
the chemistry between them.
Oh, it's
But
so good.
obviously,
It's so
Kiki
good.
Palmer is so infectious, so good. She's so good at being
She
an
is really
entertainer.
good. Yes.
She is like
She is an entertainer.
and in this role, she plays Drew, right?
Yes. Yeah, she plays
Drew
Drew.
works at a
Chicken shop.
as
What
a-
is
a-
it?
at a restaurant. She's a waitress at
Yes.
a restaurant, and you know they love her there as well. But
She
she
works
is
at
trying to.
Norms. Yes.
Yes, but she's trying to get out. She's trying to move up in life. Apparently, she
There's a
doesn't
job
have,
interview.
Yeah, she doesn't have the kind of education, so she's kind of working her way up, and she wants to, she wants to move from being a waitress, obviously,
Into management.
into management.
Yeah.
you know?
So there's a looming interview
yes
in the afternoon
towards-
of the day.
in the after. So
'Cause we
this is
get
happening
there
in
after,
a
like,
day.
Everything is happening in a day.
Yes.
We start as she's getting off her shift at Norms.
Yes.
And it also feels very, it reminded me of Friday.
Friday,
To
absolutely.
be honest,
it's modeled on
I
Friday.
could see the nod to Friday.
Yeah, absolutely.
For sure.
Because
for
it's
sure.
like here we have a timer, like we're counting down to death. You know, in Friday
Yeah.
it's an actual
With
like
the
we'll kill you.
Yes.
But this time around it's like
We're
you're gonna
kicking
get
you out
evicted.
of the house.
You're gonna
Yes.
get evicted of your crappy ass apartment.
Not a great apartment.
And I
With
am
the
like-
hole in the
I am
ceiling and all the stuff.
You know, and it's like
Oy.
it's like an apartment block. It's in LA.
Yes.
It's in those hoods, Issa and them's hoods. Hey, shout
Yeah.
out.
Also, okay, wait, because
Yes.
also that one thing Issa Rae will do is have a love letter to Los Angeles
Absolutely.
every
She
time.
loves her hood, man.
Just the way that she will show different parts of the
Rip.
city, from the Terra Heights
Absolutely.
to whatever, from
And
like,
it does something. It's good. It's
yeah.
wonderful for representation to see your
Absolutely.
hometown
and
at the movies.
even the story of like gentrification. That was
so
an
this is
undertone of that film
this
as
is
well.
what it is. Because I mean, even in
Oh.
Insecure, there was
Yes, yeah.
gentrification themes
And all the
running
buildings
around.
that started moving, like all the
Yeah,
places
you
they used to
know,
go being now turned into like coffee shops
Yes,
or
you
whatever the case
know,
is.
like in
We're
coffee
changing
shops,
the
like, there's
name
such
of
a
the
thing.
neighborhood and
Yeah,
whatever.
in cafes,
Yeah.
you know. And this apartment block building is like, it's basically just like, it's a bit ghetto. It's like a lot of black people. I mean, I don't mean to say black people live in the ghetto, but we do. And it's like they live here, you know, there's like things are not working, but rent is due and that's
Uche wants
important,
his
and
money.
Uche wants his money.
Although, how do we
Hey?
feel about Uche being the African man?
I mean, they do that. They do that. And I think I
Talking
wanna
about men.
actually I love that you
Because that
brought
was
this up,
interesting.
you know,
I was
because
like,
with black American movies and maybe black Americans, there is this there is this perception of African people, which is why we have it as a sort of a critique, is that there's just this lens that they cast over Africans that is patronizing. Ifani, man.
Down to the accent.
Yeah, you know, and I don't know if he is or
Yes.
he is African actually, because it's also that thing that they just like
That they do.
want to just like bastardize the accents as well, like, you know. But Uche is the landlord. I love that he's the
and
landlord.
he already
as
kicked
well.
somebody out that
He
morning.
did on the pavement curb out here.
His
That
stuff
is
was
scary.
on the curb. And it was like, didn't your grandma just die? He was like, yeah, they kicked me out
They
anyway.
kicked me out. They kicked me
I
out.
need to sell
In
some
the
stuff.
meantime, he is
Sorry.
classic. In the meantime, here comes Bethany, who is the gentrification. You know the
Okay, but the
yes.
Bethany thing seriously pissed me off, because why does her apartment have a fresh coat of paint
Listen,
and
air conditioning, marble counters,
and marble countertops?
and
I was
here
like,
is Uche
I'm
waiting
sorry,
on her because that's his money. You know, that's his money, and people aren't paying rent.
but also you're gonna
You
make
know.
it look nice for her. Also, but we have to talk about the hustlers in the building as well, because Mama Ruth
Mama Ruth,
and her little
Nespaza
convenience
Sake,
Ispaza shop sake in her apartment. And then you
so-
also have
so homey, so communal.
you also have the hair, the and I love it.
I love
so
it
much.
because, guys, my hair,
leaving her hair half
everyone
braided
everyone
is
has
so
a
chaotic.
relationship with their barber and their hairstylist.
Yes.
It's like, girl, like I need us to be so on point. Like I need you to
Yeah.
know. And Kiki and the
Her
the
hair's
friend.
half done.
Oh my
But
gosh.
also, we have all been to someone's house to get our hair done like
absolutely. We used to braid our hair.
It's
like
such a
that.
black
That's,
thing.
That's just how it
that.
is.
You'd go
you know?
to auntie's
Going
house
to the salon
and whatever.
Going to the salon to braid is something
that
that's
came later.
very 2025.
That came later. But even then, the way that he just leaves her hair half done, I'm like, oh, you hate her.
And is acting all professional
You
now with his new
hate her.
client. And she's like legit heartbroken about that because like
Because
they
my
have a
hair's half
relationship, you
braided.
know? And he's like, and she's like, I trusted you. And now you're just leaving me
You
like
see,
this.
you
I
see,
have an
but this is why
interview.
there's distrust.
I have
Every time
an
people are like, no,
interview.
come back tomorrow. I'm like, I'm not coming back
Yeah,
tomorrow.
no,
I
not
will
with
not come back.
braidings.
I will
That
not come
is
back
why
tomorrow.
you need to
Don't
get
pay me. Don't play with me. Don't play with me.
You're finishing my hair. But there is that. Let's have a conversation, okay, about black hair, okay? There
It's
is
so
that.
stressful.
There's that
There's
moment.
that last patch.
That
You think you're
moment.
almost done, but you're not.
The
You're
middle,
not
the middle
done.
section when
You're
you're braiding your
not
hair,
almost done.
that will take years and years and years to
It's like another 3.5 hours.
It's like, and that's
You
the, and
think
that's
it's
the
an
portion,
hour,
and that's the portion
but it's
that
3.5 hours.
that she now has to disguise over, and she has an interview.
What a
and
mess. What a
Ngapha
mess.
nakhu, Alyssa.
Alyssa is
Stigmatized.
stigmatized. That is the only explanation
Stigmatization is
for the behavior,
happening to black women.
because it happens to black women every day.
Exactly.
Worldwide, around the world, people around the world,
Worldwide crisis,
guys. Like everywhere around the world.
Because Kayshawn, whatever.
Kayshawn is a
in the
scrub. The definition of a scrub. The fact that, and even when Drew is like, you were supposed to be here for 6 days. It's been 6 months.
What are you? And
That's
and
insane.
the attitude, right?
That's
like
insane.
The attitude that he gives.
His shoes are all
His
over the
shoes, his
apartment.
sneakers.
His stuff is there. He's busy telling her to like relax and be chill, which obviously always makes me want to bop someone across the head. Don't tell me to relax.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like
Don't tell
that's
me
so
to calm
annoying.
down. You're
But
triggering
also,
me,
he
you know?
knows that he can stigmatize her.
Because also, did you
Which
see
is
the size
why,
of it?
like,
They did that on
that
purpose.
I was
love
like,
it.
no, come on.
I was like,
And like even the scene where like after Uche comes and he's like, give my money, whatever. And then Drew goes in the room and she's like, girl, he took the money. And Scissor's like in a daze.
she is like,
She's in a daze.
on
She's
cloud
like, huh?
999.
But like he gave him the money. And the way he dips so fast. Keyshawn dips. He dips out of there so quick.
When rent money is due.
No, as soon as he hears them in the bedroom having the conversation,
yes.
he
you
takes
know?
all his shoes and
and leaves.
leaves.
Unbeknownst, he's leaving with the rent money, or he's actually done that.
Yeah, he's done
actually
it.
already done
He
it.
used it on his shoe business, and now they
On
have
Coochie.
1,500. No, he has a t-shirt business.
Called Coochie. Can you?
Yep.
Can you just
that he
the Friday
So-
references and the outlandish humor? They're like
so
ridiculous
outlandish.
system.
And then they have to go to a big booty bully Bernice's house.
Bernice is an interesting
Bernice is
character.
nuts.
I want to also talk about like the supporting these
Oh,
side
we
characters.
have to. 'Cause-
But Alyssa, can we just
Yes.
sit down
Okay,
on Alyssa?
yes,
She is
yes.
like a chakra Han, little Miss Manifesting.
which is
this,
so
that,
on the
and
nose for
winning.
SZA being a
Absolutely
chakra Han.
is. She is. She's
said,
an
of
absolute
course.
chakra Han. I love her. That's why I love her. But she is like she is making some not so great choices out here. I mean, first it's Kayshawn living at home here. And why are you giving your damn boyfriend here the rent money, my girl?
Like,
Why are you
come
doing that to
on.
us, hey?
Come
Why are you
on, you're
doing that
letting
to
the
us,
team
hey?
down, man.
Hey, you're letting
And
your
also,
bestie down.
I'm sorry. If we are roommates and your live-in boyfriend is here for 6 months, that's insane.
This is why I
He's
struggle
so
to live with
comfortable.
people, guys.
He's comfortable enough to leave his stuff all over the place.
Yes.
It's not even contained to your room
Yeah.
anymore. He's comfortable.
Like, what is he doing here?
No.
What is he doing here? Then he steals the rent money. It's, you know,
Oh.
like throughout the movie, I am
yeah,
legit
yeah.
angry at Alyssa. Like, just, but
'Cause
I'm
it's
like, you
how
know,
could you get us into
dude,
this
you are
situation?
getting, and now we are out here.
And also,
We
Big
are
Booty
literally-
Bernice is chasing us. She's a track star. Hey, bro,
She's
the way that
so
girl was running,
scary.
she's terrifying.
And she's like a bully.
You
She's
can
like
see she was a
old
bully.
school
She's
bully.
terrifying.
Like, he runs off and hides at her
because
lair.
he's cheating on her also.
But I mean, is he cheating on Bernice or is he cheating on Alyssa? I don't know.
Who even knows at this
It's
point?
like,
Who even knows? The fact that the man sleeps with his Velcro wallet
why do women do
between
this? Why do women
his
do
knees.
this? Why
He
why
literally-
are you housing
he
this
literally
hobo?
slept like this.
Why are you housing this hobo?
Oh,
Why?
my gosh. He's a homosexual.
Absolutely.
He is a
He's
homosexual.
a homosexual. That's
He
because
is.
he's now taken the money
Good in bed.
and he's gone
homeless
to his
man.
next
He's a homosexual. He's a homosexual.
homosexual bed. You know?
Yes.
And so they make their way there to Bernice to try and get the rent
Yes,
money because
that
now
doesn't
we
work.
need to pay the rent.
Yeah.
Uche
We have
has
until
said,
6 o'clock.
I'm kicking you out, and you can see that I can kick people out. So
And
I'm
I
not
will.
lying.
I ain't
I'm
got no
going
sympathy
to
for you.
kick you out.
I will do it.
I will do it.
So,
I'm just like,
The clock is ticking.
Clock is
And
ticking now.
they go from Bernice who gets, she runs into that door. Like,
Oh yeah.
there's
a lot of, like, just a lot of-
that was funny. It's so like such
Comedic
slapsticky
and like
kind of cues as well.
Yes, absolutely.
And then they go to the
Slapstick.
okay, because we must talk about Cat Williams as Lucky and the
yes,
baiting
yes, Cat
thing.
Williams as that character, as like this
Yes.
like Black Jesus. I don't know if
Yeah,
he's
kind
like,
of. Also,
you know?
like he's a conspiracy theorist, but he's also kind of not
Yes.
because at that betting company,
Yeah,
payday whenever.
the loan shark.
It's called the fact that it's
damn-ass
called
place
payday whenever. The fact that they have a wall of shame of like borrowing delinquents,
Borrowing delinquents.
like a wall of shame.
Listen.
And he's outside like, don't do it if you don't have the money now.
Yeah,
You're never gonna have it. And my thing is like, he's not wrong about that.
I mean, absolutely. Like
He's not wrong.
those places.
The fact
if
that
you
there's
are
like
going to a
1,000% interest, that number, it was
it's
like,
like
19,000. Like, because even she
917
was like,
or
I thought it was the year. And they're like, no, that's the interest rates. And
ridiculous,
it's like,
illegal
that's crazy.
interest rates.
That's
I'm just like,
illegal.
and if
But
you're
people are
going
desperate.
to, people are desperate.
And the fact that they check your for me, it was interesting how they check your credit score.
because what's
How they
this
were like, no,
freaking-
no, we'll take alimony.
Yeah. Yeah,
we
we'll
can take
take
alimony.
we'll take child support.
Like,
we will
tell
do
us what you
that,
got.
You know,
We'll-
and I mean, Kathy.
We'll make a plan.
Kathy, the actual admin, the girl at the
She
pay
was an
same
admin.
day.
She
She was.
And Janelle James
And
as the
Thing and
nurse.
Ava's also
Yeah,
in there.
Janelle James as the nurse. Well, stripper turned nurse.
Yes. And you know they're going through this process where they're having to figure out if they can get approval for this loan, and it doesn't happen. They just are not their credit. I mean, Kiki Palmer's credit score is terrible.
Horrible.
like-
Laughable, if anything. It's like 100 and something, which that's not good.
Which also credit scores, guys.
That's not good.
Credit scores
But
are
it is
such
a system.
scam. It is a system.
You can't lend money if
You can't.
you
If
don't
it's bad,
pay
the
it
white
off,
people
you know?
don't want to give you the money if you don't have the
Yeah,
right
that's
books,
why there's a
baby.
wall of delinquents, hey?
Listen, hey?
Yeah, but anyway, they go from there to the Janelle James is the nurse. She's
So now
donating
they're going
blood.
to do the blood for $35 a pint?
And also the fact that she
Of
lets her
blood.
keep getting pints
Yeah.
of blood. She does 4 bags in one go.
But please tell
That's
me
not
then what
good.
happens to all that.
Oh, the blood just goes splattering everywhere.
Because now
'Cause
she's done.
Kiki's
She's overdone
grey.
it.
Drew's
She-
grey. She's grey. She's grey in the face. And it's
And I
funny
just
because she's
wonder
like,
also about,
still
like-
alive, still alive. Then she's like, still alive. Hello?
And I also wonder about like blood transfusions. It's like, oh my gosh, how hectic! What is the
It's so
you know? I mean,
hectic.
obviously this is like extreme, but it's like, oh, I always think. I mean, yeah, and there are people who
Oh,
do blood
man.
transfusions for
Yeah.
tons of reasons, for money.
Yeah. So now
for-
because it's splattered everywhere, they're like, well, we can't pay you for this, but we
Yeah.
will give
And
you a
it's Alicia's
voucher.
fault that all
Yeah.
the blood is all over now. Again.
But we'll give you vouchers for like pies by the thing. And then we get the next one.
And then they give
again.
them some outfits.
Then they go to
because-
Church's Chicken. They go
Yeah.
to the Lost and Found. They
Yes.
now are wearing groove outfits. That neon green.
I'm like, how come Drew's outfit is completely to size? It's like this real.
It's like perfectly oversized. And Drew is there. It's
yeah.
what a
and
mess.
then they go to
they go to Church's
get
Chicken
that chicken
to the
'cause now
drive.
they need the food.
Yeah, but now it's like okay, the drive-through. You have to
Yeah.
walk through a
Yeah.
drive-through, which
yeah.
I mean, it's always so awkward when you have to do that.
yeah,
I've done that
crazy. At
before to McDonald's.
after-
It's always
after
at
you
McDonald's.
see them, you
And
see
they're
the
like,
kids.
yeah, no, we're closed, but the drive-through, and then you walk through the drive-through,
yeah,
and then the fact that they have the biscuit
yeah.
burglar
Yes, yeah,
who
the
runs
biscuit
and
runs.
steals people's food,
Food.
which
He
is
does
so
He does steal
annoying.
their food, but then Maniac.
Mm,
Ma-
mm.
Maniac and,
That is a
and
beautiful
Drew meet
chocolate
at
man.
Mama Ruth's Pazza shop.
Yes,
there,
and she is fumbling, bumbling,
fumbling, and I'm like,
nah,
okay,
nah.
girl. And he's like, what's going on with you? But I mean, they have a sort of chemistry, and they meet
Oh,
up
they
again
have
here.
very great chemistry. And he's at the back in his Merc.
Yeah,
Trying to
he's
mind his
driving.
business.
He's like,
And then he sees their food get snatched and comes to the rescue.
yes, and
Yeah,
gets
and
them
he's
some
like, get in the
food,
car.
you
And like
know.
any great best friend, Alyssa's like, sit in the front with your man.
And that's
And
where
she's
she's
like,
great.
no, wait.
That's where she's great
wait,
at supporting.
no,
She is
she's
the
like,
support. She is
with
the
your
support
sit
structure.
in the front.
She
And
is
now
the
they're
support
cute in the front
structure.
seat, and it's
But
like,
I love that moment when they are when they're getting to finally eat the food, and they are just like, you know, food is a love language, guys, and they are just enjoying the food together, and it gets kind of like a bit, you know,
it gets a bit
sensual,
definitely gets
you know,
flirty.
it gets flirty between them, but they're just
I'm
enjoying the food. But I can get
you
that. I
wanted
can
to
get
enjoy
how it
something
can
else.
look like that with women, because women can be flirty with each other like
Yes.
that. We're allowed
And then
to.
he's also like, no,
He's
I also
like-
want. I said, oh,
And then
well.
and Elisa is like, okay, I'm gonna give.
She's like,
you
okay, I'm gonna give you guys space. Bye,
some
love you,
space."
bye, bye. Yes, and then she goes off and gets electrocuted.
But then on the side, the side story here is that Bernice is chasing them down because they went to her apartment.
Yes,
They broke in.
they broke in because
And
they
they
were
did the
trying to
whole
get the
thing,
money.
yeah, so
but then
now she's
Keyshawn didn't
on
have the
there,
money.
yes.
So she keeps following them.
So there's this like suspense of like, this
There's
bitch is
somebody,
chasing
yes.
us down.
And then it's also like Alyssa's being dumb because she keeps texting her scrub of a boyfriend, giving him
she
updates.
just keeps making. But
So
I
it's
think,
like, we donated blood, which is like, duh, okay, you're at the hospital. We're not doing this. It's like, you're giving him clues. Why are you giving him clues,
why
my
are
babe?
you making these choices?
Stop
But it's an
texting
interesting.
him.
I think it's interesting for her character development, like in terms of her
Yeah.
her arc. Like for us to just see her completely make these dumb choices, and it's like she's smart, but she's
Yeah.
a little ditz on it sometimes, which we all are. Hey, you know, and it's just
Mm-hmm.
like I love how they're subtle about her foibles. You
Yeah.
know, or
But they are there.
or they are glaring.
are there.
Drew, and I feel like Drew in the sense is
like the responsible
protecting. Yeah,
one,
she
yeah.
doesn't really You know, she doesn't really go off. She does. Oh, their fight was my favorite.
Yes.
I loved that.
So
I was like, this is a fight.
When did they? It's like post electrocution.
Yes, because now
because they get
Drew
the
has to go
sneakers
to her interview.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, it's the
she
interview.
needs to get her
yes.
job now.
Yes. So they get to the interview.
Yeah. And she does well.
She does really well.
She does well.
really, really well. And even at the interview, okay, they've stolen the vintage Jordans, but King Lolo's vintage Jordans also.
Yes.
That were stuck on the electricity line.
Yes.
And everyone was like, do you know whose shoes they are? And they were like, it doesn't matter.
It's that thing in the hood where gangsters mark their territory or whatever. But I want to go back to the interview.
Yes.
Shayla. Drew arrives in this
what a chaotic outfit. She throws a blazer over it at least.
And she does her best in the interview. But I also am like, I hate interviews. Interviews are so
but she impresses.
Guys.
She impresses Shayla, and I do like that there was a Shayla
man.
And I like that there was a black woman who was also like, I also didn't do school traditionally. I also just had experience in the role and got to where I am. So if I can do it, you can do it. I did like that kind of a thing, that like no two journeys to get to leadership are the same. And she had a really good interview.
She really did.
She had a lot of great insights. She was getting
the job.
And that job, she bagged it, and then they go outside and they're talking by reception.
Bernice
they're saying bye. Alyssa here is busy snapping locations of where she is,
leading Bernice right to her location, and
Big
aren't
booty,
they just now fighting outside? And I mean, in that moment,
I would have pretended, just to get the job. But which I think she tried to do, but what didn't help is that she started calling her name.
Yes, that's what happened.
Like,
she was like,
Drew, come help me. I was like, no, she needs the job.
Everything
she needs the job. Like,
Gani, why you
it's your fault, so just get trappered. Like,
and you're
take
busy, and you're busy hyping me up here before the job,
man.
and you're the one who's ruining everything for me.
The job's not over yet.
It's not. It's
I'm
an
not
interview.
At the
Why are you
if
outside
I'm out the building
these
shop?
white people's corporate freaking buildings here fighting with big ass Bernice here?
And now she's using her booty to like beat people out, which is also just like. This is ridiculous.
And she and Drew runs outside, and they both get their asses handed to them, okay, by Bernice
and her ass too.
Hands.
And she has hands, and she uses her bum to just knock them both out.
Doing I'm a WWE like
it was giving wrestler.
And I wish they had won. I wish they had won that fight. You know,
they were not gonna win
because they didn't win that. It's
Look
just
at
like
Bernice.
these hectic.
They were not gonna win. Also, I love how Keyshawn is a little bit afraid of her. He's definitely
Keyshawn.
Terrified. I hate him so much, but you could tell he was also terrified.
Yeah. She's the boss. She's the bully in every sense, and she hands them their asses, and she leaves them like that, and she threatens them never to come back. And that's when they have this blowout, because now
Huge
it's
fight.
like, listen, let's get real now. What's going on? You know, like you've lost our rent money.
Mm-hmm. You ruined my interview.
You've ruined my interview, and every chance we could have we've had to get money has just been
flop. It's been a flop.
Because when, babes, because when, what's happening with you? And then she gets all defensive, and I guess she doesn't realize it. And then
they go into it with each other, and they start taking jabs.
Yeah, they start taking like
jabs you can only take if you really know
yeah,
someone.
Like,
now it's like, no, you don't take your art seriously.
I love
even
that, because that's a friendship fight.
Yeah,
that's a friendship fight.
Yeah,
you go there,
it was
you
a
go to
bigger
the ugly
fight.
place.
It was like,
ugly place
no,
as
you don't take yourself seriously enough,
Yeah.
and no, you think your parents.
Yeah.
Hey, and they were like going back and forth. I was like, womp.
And then they still have to walk back because they're still sorry. Sad
And her car,
duo.
she didn't park in the right place in the beginning, so that's also why they're walking.
The car got
Alyssa didn't
stolen.
park. No, it got towed and taken to the impound. She didn't park in the right place.
Oh wow, I thought it got stolen.
No, they're meters.
Because they were outside.
They were
Bernice's place.
They're literally meters. Remember,
Okay.
she was even like, you shouldn't park here. She was like, oh, we'll be like 5 minutes. It'll be fine.
I thought it was not parking here because this area is crime.
They didn't steal it. It got towed. You're not allowed to park there.
Because they come out and
She parked in the wrong
there,
place.
You know,
it was at the impound. Because even later, she's like, okay, we have money to even get the car from the impound. Yeah, the car was towed
Oh my gosh! And
by
they have
traffic
to,
cops.
And after this fight, they are now having to
still figure out what to
Figure
do.
out what to do because the rent is still due.
And then we get
babe.
into Bethany.
Yes.
Yeah. Who's like, come into my apartment? And then they're like, oh, this is nice.
Because their apartment is
This
falling
is-
apart. Like the
this is
roof
nice.
is holes in it. Like, and it's like,
Do you know what I mean?
Uche,
But then,
and you must still pay rent.
yes.
Eh?
But then Bethany is like, let me buy a piece. from
Yes, because now Uche has actually kicked them out. He's taken their
Yes,
clothes
yeah.
outside, and because
Which is so hectic.
it's
Yeah.
hectic.
They're out of time now. It's
But
after 6.
Alicia is this amazing artist. She is an
Yeah.
actual artist, a painter.
Yeah.
She paints all these things.
She's even
And
painted her
even-
stupid ass boyfriend.
and even in the beginning, like it's her happy place, like where she goes to just like vibe, you know. And it's interesting Alyssa in that sense, because she doesn't realize how much she's got that imposter. What is it? She doesn't realize that she's a fucking good artist, you know. Like
Yeah.
Drew keeps telling her,
It's almost like
hey,
self-sabotage.
yes, like yeah, she's huge on that, huge self-sabotage.
Mm.
Anyway, so Bethany sees the artwork because she thinks they're having like a yard sale, you know. And what? Oh, is it time? Okay.
Yeah.
And Bethany so is like, can I get some paintings, you know?
She
Thingy has a
sells her
great
piece,
idea.
and they're
Thingy
like,
has a great
"Hey,
idea
you know what?
to have a
We're going to use this.
we're gonna make money.
We're going to
off of
do an
your art.
installation.
Yes, we're gonna
Okay.
make money off of your art.
Mhm.
And we're gonna and they do that. They have an event later
Yes.
on, and they sell the art to make the money for the rent.
Yes.
And I guess that's when things
Everything
come
kind of
back
turns around
But
and things come together.
But there's also in that party, the drug lord or
King
whatever,
Lolo's
the
back
gangster,
for his
comes
money.
back around.
Because they took his shoes.
yeah.
Yeah. So we'll pause there for an intermission.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Quick pause.
Cool.
Okay. Yeah. I see the time.
Okay. All right.
Knocked.
Do we want to just
I
like
don't know
rate it
if
then?
we quickly. I don't know if we must just ask if he's like hot stop or
No, I
if
mean
we
they
can
usually
quickly-
knock and we just like wrap it up. I think that's what we can do right now, right?
I don't know.
That's what we usually do. They knock and we just get to it,
Okay, because
right?
Megan, he was like, yeah, it's cat.
Oh, is
Mango.
it?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's why I'm like,
Okay, but we have to wrap
Okay.
it up. We have to
Okay.
wrap up the show then.
yeah.
Yeah. Can we wrap up the show? Please.
Okay, thank you. Okay, cool. 5 minutes.
Where
Okay,
were we?
so continuing.
Yes.
Basically, the art installation. So King
Yes.
Lolo comes back to collect his money,
Yes.
and everything kind of
yeah,
explodes.
then somehow Alyssa figures out that he was one of the
He's-
delinquent borrowers.
exactly.
Gets the cops
That's
on
the
his
loophole.
ass,
And then they come to
leave.
find him. So
Yes.
the payday, whenever people
Yes,
come
they
to grab him because they're
find
like, you owe us
him.
money.
Yeah. So
The
it
cops
ends
get
well.
involved, and then the house gets on fire.
Yeah,
at some point.
because there's like
They go
the
upstairs,
the
and then a
house is just
candle falls,
mess.
and that's also
But you
kind
know,
of
like I
messy.
actually wish because they get the money,
Mhm.
and Drew actually gets the job because Gabriella comes through, which I feel
Yes,
was
yes.
a tad predictable. I was like, I mean, it's
Oh,
interesting.
Shayla coming to the art thing. It's like,
Yeah,
she
I
happened to
mean-
see this
But I mean,
Instagram
it's
post.
fine.
Okay, fine.
She gets
fair,
the
fair, fair,
job,
fair.
which she should have gotten, and then they move back into this apartment. I wish
Yes.
they'd just left the whole setting.
Yeah, or at least forced
know,
Uche to fix it.
yeah.
But I do like that they got to keep the money from the art installation,
Absolutely.
and also the money from
And that there's like
the
a
shoes,
future,
and that
you
there's
know,
like
there's like
left
hope now,
over.
you know? Yeah.
and now
Because-
people know about her art. All these
Yeah.
people bought her art.
and she's an
So
artist.
it's cool.
Man.
Like, she's an artist. She's cool. She's doing her thing.
Yeah.
We also have the love story. Mr. Fireman comes to save the day.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, that's when we
Because
realize
he's
a
actually
four-year
not-
starter.
He's not just a former delinquent.
Yeah,
He's turned into a firefighter.
Yeah, he's really
Yeah,
like,
so he comes to literally save her life when the
save her
building's
life,
on
and that's the
fire.
rom-com arc
Yeah.
of it. But
Should
let's
give us a bit
rate
of
it.
romance. Yes, let's rate it. Okay,
Okay,
so,
relationship between
do-
two black women. This is it.
Absolutely.
Because it also reminds me of
Absolutely.
Broad City, like this
Yes.
friendship,
The shenanigans,
the
in
shenanigans,
between the
but
friendship.
like there's
Absolutely.
an actual real friendship that is not influenced by any sort of romantic interest. So absolutely,
Yeah, that
they
wasn't
win
the
with
point.
that.
If anything,
Yeah,
like the friendship was the love story in the up and the down, which I always
that's
loved.
my favorite.
Because I was like,
that's
girlhood.
my favorite.
I love this.
That's my favorite. Friendship being the love story. And then stereotypes. Do black women pander to even the slightest stereotypes? I don't know.
I wouldn't. So
I
in
think there's
some
a lot
ways,
of
I feel like for comedic
caricature.
reasons, yes. But even then, it's kind of flipped because it's like, even for Janelle James, she's a stripper turned nurse.
Yes.
Like
I mean,
they're all these little like
Yes.
funny
Yeah.
joke
Yeah.
flips.
Yeah. True.
Even with Bernice,
True,
it's like,
true.
okay, she's actually a bully.
Yeah, she is. She's like the bully girl. The bully girl
Yeah.
that you know from the
Yeah.
hood,
So I liked how playful they were.
yeah.
And I liked that they showed women like hustling and going for it. And, like,
Yes,
doing
you know,
stuff.
and kind of like going through the ups and downs. It actually reminds me of those. Oh, yeah, those. I actually am losing the name now, but like those slapstick movies with the friends, with the white guys, and it's
like buddy comedies.
yes,
Like the Wedding Crashes.
yes,
and
the wedding
like
crashes,
all those kinds
like
of movies.
all sorts of
yeah.
things go wrong, but the friendship is still tight, and it actually
Yes.
strengthens the friendship. It's
Exactly.
like this
Yes.
character development,
Because
and
we had one
then-
of those days.
Yeah, we're having one
Yeah.
of those days. I'm glad that
Yeah.
they got to pay the rent, though. You know,
I'm very glad that they got
Because,
to pay the
listen, you
rent
have to pay
because
the
okay.
rent.
And on that note, we are the Africans.
Yes, absolutely.
are they?
Uche and the queers.
And the
We
queers.
see the recurring characters over there. Yeah, the queer
Yeah.
doing the hair, the gay guy doing the hair, the friend. So that's it's not a storyline. It's just a touch.
They just
but
characters.
true question
but they-
about the Africans, though. It's
Yeah.
like I don't appreciate that lens. You know?
Yeah.
Bodies. I mean, it's this thing of like their bodies go through so much. I am
Yes.
specifically thinking of the blood
Yes.
transfusion, and I'm just like that scene was just over the top for me. I was just like, did we have to? And yes,
So
we
much
did.
splattered blood.
So much blood. But bodies in the sense that different bodies, it's black bodies. It's just,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like that we even had a Mama Ruth and we had like different they
Yes,
were
Mama Ruth
even
I
different
definitely
generations, different
enjoyed,
skin tones.
yes.
Yeah,
And people who
different
live in the
caricatures just
apartment
in the world. It did
block.
feel very much this is an apartment block. This is a
Yeah.
complex.
Yes, this is a
Yeah.
complex where people
Yeah.
live. Diverse blacks, yes, I think we've
Check.
touched on that.
Yeah.
And then range of humanity and complexity.
Absolutely.
Yes, yeah.
Because I feel like
especially
as
when
much
they
as
have
they
that
were
fight.
coaching, we also got to see them
the
fighting.
honesty,
And we also
and the
got
support,
like
the friendship.
we
of
got the
it.
romance. We got
Yes,
like
absolutely.
it ebbed and flowed quite nicely. I think it was
did.
very well put together and it was very funny.
Yeah,
I think the last all women black woman movie that
It
felt
was
like that was
funny.
Girls Trip
Yeah,
actually.
yeah. And
Like
this
it's
is
been a
quite
while
funny. It's
since
a
black women
classic.
get to do
Yeah.
comedies like this.
Yeah.
So this was really, really
Kiki and
nice for
Suza.
me.
Oh my
Well done,
goodness.
Issa.
What a lovely duo.
Well
Wonderful
done, Issa.
casting. You guys
Wonderful casting.
are wonderful. Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you giving it though?
I mean, even with the soundtrack, you had Glorilla and Doshi and,
yes,
and like
absolutely.
all the.
It's like
It felt very
LA.
It felt very LA as well.
Yeah.
I will give this fries.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is fries for me.
yeah.
Yeah.
I am gonna give it roast potatoes only because I felt like there was a lot of predictable parts. You know, the ending was
fair.
predictable. And I think the L's were a little too much for me. I was like, oh my gosh, like when are they gonna catch a break? But I guess that's also part of the pacing. It's like, no, we're not catching a break. But I mean, I would give it a really good roast potatoes, like
Okay.
good and putting in the work. But it's also quite intersectional as well, so it's really
Yeah.
good.
It was
It's really good. I really loved it.
I love
And
it.
Yeah, it's on Netflix now. It's out on
Yes,
streaming
yeah.
platforms. Yes,
Out
Issa,
so you
know
can check
Issa
it
is-
out.
Issa knows how to
How to get a deal.
how to get a deal, baby.
Yeah.
You know, and it's also on Apple TV, I think. Is it?
No,
Or is
no, I
it-
don't think so.
I saw it on, I think, was it Disney?
Unless it's one of those things you have to buy.
I
But
saw it on
anyway,
Apple.
y'all know how to Google. You can
Yeah,
find it.
yeah, you
But
can
yeah,
find
but
it,
it's
yeah. But
Yeah,
that's it.
Thank you.
Cool.
Thank you,
Cheers,
darling.
guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Dexterity. Con